And this evening we have 3 items on the agenda. And this first item is one of my favorite items that we have every year. And it is a presentation from the Mayor's Youth in Action Committee. So team, I'd invite you to come on up and get ready. Just for the public as well, to remind everybody, the Mayor's Youth in Action Committee is something that has been going on now for 5 years. And each year, representatives from all of the local high schools form the Mayor's Youth in Action Committee. They spend the bulk of a school year organizing a Mayor's Youth Day of Action for many more students from around the region. They decide all of the agenda items. They plan out where they want it to be, how they want it to go. One of the most important decisions, what's going to be for lunch. And then as part of that day, one of the sessions is that we ask the youth, what do they love most about Miramichi, and what would they like to see in Miramichi? And so part of their duties as the committee who represent all of the youth in the community is to report back to us each year here at a formal council meeting to share a recap of the event and what some of the youth are saying in our community. So presenting the vision and voice of the youth to us as a council. So with that, I'll invite you, I'll welcome again everybody, and I'll turn it over to you.
All right, hello. So we're just going to start with an introduction of the members. So hi, my name is Cohen Vasey. I'm from Kalfo Beausoleil.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Panteg, and I'm from Miramichi Valley High School.
Hi, I'm Addison Robichaud, and I'm from Miramichi Valley High School.
Hi, I'm Jack Berry, and I'm from Miramichi Valley High School.
Good evening, my name is Rowan Jardine, and I go to James M. Hill Memorial High School.
Hello, I'm Isabella Regan. I go to James M. Hill Memorial High School, and we also have 2 other members, Elena Pellerin and Willa Savoy, who also both go to MVHS. They, however, are unfortunately unable to make it to this meeting today. I'd also like to introduce our adult allies, who are a very important part of making our Youth in Action Day our Youth in Action Day. Starting with Mayor Lordon himself, the lovely Holly Allison, who's back there right now, Mr. Brandon Savage, and Lisa Harris.
During our day, we discussed many topics that were personally selected by us as a committee. These topics included artificial intelligence, mental health and nature, cyberbullying, and local governance. Then, we finished the day off with a discussion between all of the schools, giving every student a chance to share their thoughts.
The first activity we did was a mock city council meeting, which looked very much like this. But instead of normal council members, students were being the council members. And in this activity, we were able to mock votes, and students were able to bring up ideas and thoughts of change and whatever they wanted to, with the mayor taking in the ideas and giving reasons for how this can be done and why it can or can't. By doing this activity, we also were able to learn about local government and how each meeting goes.
Another session that took place was our AI seminar at the Kane Center with Mr. Adam Hayward. At this session, we learned about AI and its development over time. He also taught the students about problems with AI and discussed how AI can help them out in everyday life. He had a lovely presentation prepared, and the students were also split off into various different groups that they could pick themselves with one singular iPad, and we played a game of Kahoot, which was both informative, fun, and a bit scarily competitive.
The next thing we did was a nature walk at French Fort Cove, led by John Fletcher, licensed counseling therapist and farmer and teacher. And all the feedback was fantastic. All the students, we all went through a walk through French Fort Cove, and he got us to all just stop and feel everything around us and just focus on our emotions, and it was really emotional for some people, and everyone really loved it, and I thought it was a really great thing to be able to do that day, and it was fantastic.
The next activity we did was the cyberbullying session. And in this session, we talked about cyberbullying and how it affects people. And we were even happily able to have Mr. Mayor Lordon, who gave us some of his own experiences as mayor and what he had to face online. Students were able to learn about cyberbullying and its impacts and how to avoid it.
After all of the sessions, all of the schools came together at the Eco Center for lunch, giving them the opportunity to socialize with each other before splitting off into groups. Before the discussion proper, members of the committee came together to give a farewell speech for Mayor Adam Lordon. We thanked him for his devotion and commitment to the committee, giving us a strong foundation and giving us the opportunity to dream big without any limits. After the farewell speech, all of the schools were put into 10 groups, ensuring that all of the schools were mixed so that everyone can have the opportunity to meet new people and to gain new perspectives from each other.
All right, so these questions that were asked were handpicked by us in order to collect some useful data for City Council and also for like our future records. The first one was, what do you like about Miramichi? The second one was, what would you like to see here in the future? And the third, what was your favorite part of the day? So this third question especially will help us for next year to see what we can improve on and what we can implement further. Now, for the what do you like in Miramichi, all 10 groups highlighted that they really enjoyed the nature and scenery that the region has to offer. A close second were also outdoor activities, different sports programs offered, and recreational facilities in the city, as well as the diversity of the people in the city and different small businesses, as well as the strong community that you get to experience every day while you're living here.
The second question is, what would you like to see in the future? And all 10 groups mentioned entertainment, so that youth would be able to have space for them to have fun. And a lot of the discussion revolved around the closing of the Cineplex. A lot of the groups also mentioned better roads, since a lot of our students that came in that day were actually drivers, and they mentioned about random holes and bumps throughout the whole city. They also mentioned more amenities, putting emphasis on the Shadow Library. They also mentioned more recreational facilities and more restaurants. Actually, it was really funny because one lad was talking about how we should have something like akin to Wendy's here, and he would not stop about it. Affordable sports and clubs were also mentioned as well as better transport, especially with the closing of the bridge.
For the favorite part of the day, all 10 groups voted for the mock council meeting with Councillor Duplessis. And close behind, everyone loved the meeting, people and discussions, the AI session, the nature walk, cyberbullying, and learning outside of school. And everyone really enjoyed the food, and we got lots of great feedback on that.
Although we had a great Youth in Action Day this year, we're already planning to make changes for next year on how we can improve it. One thing we'd like to keep, however, is the interactive sessions and movement we had going on, as it really felt more engaging. To play on the favorite part, we did want to lengthen the mock council session next year, as we felt it was a little too short a time for everything we had to cover within it, and we didn't really get to go through all of our emotions. Another thing we'd love to have next year is the involvement of more council members. Yeah.
So to wrap up the presentation, it was honestly a very fulfilling day. I feel like we as a committee feel that, as well as the students who were able to attend. It was great to see how engaged the students were, making conversation with students from other schools, making new friends, and talking about what they'd like to see in Miramichi in the future. It was also very nice to see the different services and programs that the city offers, the ones that we'd like to see in the future as well, and we are very hopeful that the new mayor and council will help us continue this great event. Thank you.
Jeez. Thank you very much to all of you, all the members of the committee, and the ones that aren't here tonight too. So once again, you guys did a great job tonight presenting and did a great job putting together the event. I know how hard you work, and truly it is one of the highlights of my time as mayor to have worked with you guys over the years, and especially this year. You made me cry at the day with your farewell speech, but it's just so important to give our youth a voice and to give you the opportunity to share your ideas and then come into council. So thank you all for your work and your passion. And I'm really proud to have worked with you all, and best of luck to all of you too, especially the ones who are going to be graduating this year and no longer part of the committee. And some of you have been here for a few years, so best of luck with your future endeavors. And I know we'll look forward to seeing what happens again next year with a new committee and a new mayor who will be working with the new committee. So I don't think the event's going anywhere, that's for sure, and we'll look forward to all of it. So as always, we will open the floor up for questions or comments from members of council as well. So we'll go first to you, Councillor Arsenault.
Thank you for that. I have a question and then a comment. So you mentioned that you hoped that the council mock council meeting could be longer. So what did you enjoy most about that? What did you find most interesting about actually the council meeting itself?
I found the most interesting part was seeing the change in my peers and realizing, wow, these kids really care about their city and they really want to see a change. So much so that actually with my school, JMH, we continued the discussion back on the bus all the way back to the Eco Center because we had the mock council meeting right before the final discussion. They continued their discussion and even came up with a solution all the way back to the drive to the Eco Center. So my favorite part, the thing I thought was the most interesting, was the realization of these kids are passionate, and youth does, it's not just our committee, but the youth in Miramichi does really care about where they live. And I thought that was my favorite part.
I love that. I love that. So as the incoming mayor, I will absolutely be thrilled to continue this, and we'll hope to see my incoming colleagues participate as well. But I think it's wonderful, and I love the fact that you are all so engaged and that it was a valuable experience for you. So absolutely, you have my commitment that we will continue.
Amazing. Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yeah, Your Worship. First, thank you to the Youth and Action Committee for your presentation this evening. Thank you to Mayor Lordon for his stewardship of, excuse me, the program. And just a question. Delighted to see, because we heard about it on the campaign trail, that the library is a topic of discussion amongst the youth. And I'm just wondering your perspective, if I may, as both students who use it for academic purposes and hopefully for your away from school pleasure as well, the importance of the library. If anyone would like to take that question, I would love to hear your perspective on the Chatham Library.
During the discussion, a lot of the youths were talking about like having a space and just having like a place to hang out and just like chill somewhere they could like feel safe, where they don't have to go like to big parties and such. And having like the Chatham Library would give them that space. And it would also be a nice place to put events or like educational meetings and such. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, Deputy Mayor Quinn. We'll go first to Councillor King.
I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your fine presentation. I want to, in the next year or so, future, less than a year, I'm sure we'll see you at the swimming pool at the new Mollyplex. I'm sure you discussed that, and I want to thank you for your presentation. Deputy Mayor took my question away about the library, but that's quite okay. We're all here to learn from one another. But anyway, I just want to thank you guys. Keep up the great work, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.
Thanks, Councillor King. Councillor DePlacy.
Thank you so much, Your Worship. Yeah, I certainly want to echo everything that's been said. You guys represent a very large group of youth. Want to give some props to your behind-the-scenes fearless leader / city staff member, Holly, who genuinely, if there wasn't the allies in this, it would be tough to keep it organized. You guys led it, but you definitely had a good backbone with Holly and all the work that she's done to pull you guys together. This is probably about the third or fourth time I've been here to hear this presentation. I think Cohen had been here most of those times. It's always taken with really high praise, deservedly. But come to budget time, we don't always have the same emphasis on the priorities that you guys have tabled. It's one thing, I think, for councillors to listen to you guys. It's another thing for them to hear what you guys are saying. And I think ultimately that continues to be your responsibility when you don't have this structure, when you don't have this framework. Continue to be engaged. It was so obvious, the level of engagement. You were saying people at the back of the room continuing the debate, throwing out ideas. I know this continues to happen in school, around tables, in the cafeteria, around sports teams. I know these conversations are happening. So the challenge I'd offer is to ensure that the council not only listens to you, but hears what you're saying and invests in what you want to see happen. And that's for every citizen and every resident. But I think it's critical that your demographic, your youth, the youth that you guys represent, take that responsibility, right? So not done yet. Continue to listen, continue to hear, ask your parents, have they made a decision on this? Where are they with that? Budget time, Mr. Manager, starts when? You can just tell me.
We're going to start it early this year, July or August.
July or August, so we're right there before council starts deliberating on what they're going to invest in. And I think it's critical that they invest in what you guys want. So keep paying attention and keep sending emails and show up here. Do this again. It's incredibly important. So appreciate all you've done. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Your Worship, for showing the leadership. And thank you, incoming Mayor Arsenault, for taking on this important work into the future. So appreciate that, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, here. Councillor Richard.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thanks for the presentation, guys. I'll echo what Councillor DePlacy had said in terms of, thanking you for your commitment to be engaged now, but also hoping to see you engaged in the future. In the end, you are our future leaders. And for a lot of us that get into politics, I think that it's about timing. I know, personally speaking, hopped in when I felt that there was files within the city that I was interested in, and the timing of things wasn't, as a father of two and a business owner, wasn't ideal. You guys have a really good opportunity to stay informed with the challenges that we're seeing not only now, but to really, if you stay connected, to understand the future challenges and have a huge impact early on in your life, and that will be a benefit to you and to anyone that you guys bring on to your missions, I guess. So, well done.
Thanks, everybody. Yes, it is always a highlight for all of us to have your energy and passion in the room, guys. And again, I'll just say, as Councillor Richard was saying, you are the future of our community. And we're going to be in very good hands with you all. And I'm pretty confident that we've probably got some future councillors and maybe mayors here in this room with us tonight. So congratulations again, guys. Job well done. And we'll keep it going with the Mayor's Youth in Action Committee in the years ahead. And all the best to all of you personally.